Hey friends, it's Jenny. Welcome to Gardening with Creekside. It is our weekly nursery update. Hope y'all are having a fantastic week. We are going to go look at some gorgeous shrubs that are in all of their glory now that it is September. But I want you to make sure and stay tuned because we have got some fantastic, really unique, beautiful items that you can only find here at Creekside. So make sure you stay tuned right after we talk about the shrubs. But first, let's talk about shrubs. Water trough, she's still looking great. This Wicked Witch, I tell you what, she has not missed a beat since the end of April. Just absolutely massive. We love this Coleus. It is with the Color Blaze series from Proven Winners. Sun or shade, I mean really. Look at the color. Look at how big it is. I mean, this is the trough. So this is how tall it is. It's just massive, gorgeous and massive, and so low maintenance. So pretty. So if you're not using Coleus in your garden, I highly recommend that you add some next year. Coleus comes in 1,000 different colors, different leaf shapes, textures, just tons and tons of possibilities. So make sure that you add Coleus into your landscape. It is an annual, cannot survive the winter, but that thing has lasted for months on end. It is worth every penny. It is September, coming into the fall here in the South, really anywhere in the country. This is the perfect time to plant trees, shrubs, perennials. Speaking of some shrubs, we have got 3 gorgeous camellias right here. Camellias are just synonymous with the South. So if you are in the South, you know exactly what a camellia is. If you're in other parts of the country or even other parts of the world, camellias are these wonderful shrubs that vary in size. You can have short, prostrate ones, or you can have really tall ones. But they are a great evergreen, and what's so fabulous about them is that they bloom anywhere from early fall all through the winter into late winter, depending on the variety. So you have an early bloomer, mid bloomer, late bloomer. This is a gorgeous red. Look at this. It is covered in buds. There are buds all over it. This particular one is October Magic Ruby from Southern Living Plants. She's going to do just this ruby red double bloom, gorgeous bloom. So camellias, great time to do them. We've got a whole forest of crepe myrtles back here. This was for a customer who had ordered them. So we've got some white ones and some purple ones. So it is time to put in the crepe myrtles. The sea of little limes and rubies. So let's start first here. The first, we have Invincible Ruby. This is a Proven Winners hydrangea. She is a petite one, and she is color specific, meaning that it does not matter what the pH of your soil is, that she will turn this color. Ruby is sun to part shade. She is hardy in zones 3 to 9, and she will get 3 to 4 feet tall and wide. She bloomed earlier in the summer. Then we trimmed them back, shaped them up, took all their dead blooms off, and they have rebloomed again. So they bloom on new growth. So you absolutely, once you get your first flush of blooms, just a light trim. We're not talking about cutting her way far back. It does make them stronger. So that's a big, big thing with hydrangeas. That has been a major, if you're watching any kind of social media with gardening, people are talking all about how to make their hydrangeas stronger. You must prune, especially, we're getting attacked by butterflies, especially your hydrangeas that bloom on new growth. You must prune them by about 1/3 every late winter. It makes the stems stronger. It makes them bloom because they bloom on new growth. If you're not trimming them, then they're not forced to grow, and they don't force to have their blooms. So trim your hydrangeas that bloom on new growth because it makes them stronger and it makes them have more blooms, and you don't have floppy hydrangeas. All right, moving on. Speaking of, this is little lime. If you have watched Gardening with Creekside for any amount of time, you know how much I absolutely adore this hydrangea. Little limes are the child of a limelight. They love the sun. They come out a nice creamy white, and you can tell they are now a lime green. Just another low maintenance, high performer, always bloom. Again, they bloom on new growth. I have found that if you're not on irrigation, they need a break from that hot, intense afternoon sun. But if they're on irrigation, they can handle the intense sun. The little limes at our house are on irrigation, and they get that hot afternoon sun, and they're doing great. Again, trim them back by 1/3 every late winter, and my little limes are not floppy at all. So it really does pay to prune them. So we have this huge sea of absolute gorgeous little limes. Little limes are hardy in zones 3 to 8. So we are a 7B. So even though we're a 7B, they do great for us. And we have got, okay, so we have these, but come over here first because there's some really pretty ones right here. We're gonna tiptoe. Look at this. Look at this. This is the Incredible Hydrangea. So if you are familiar with gardening at all, you may have heard of an Annabelle hydrangea. Annabelles are classic hydrangeas, gorgeous white mop head. This is what they call a mop head. Just super fantastic hydrangeas. The downside of an Annabelle is that they do have really weak stems. So the folks at Proven Winners took the Annabelle and they improved it. They made her have stronger stems, and they came up with the Incredible. So this is Incredible hydrangea, just a wonderful, supersized blooms. Let me show you the tag here. Again, they bloom on new growth. So every late winter, you prune it back by 1/3, and it will encourage you to have new blooms. She is hardy in zones 3 to 9, so we love that. Nice and cold hardy. Heat tolerant. It's going to be 4 to 5 feet tall and wide. If you were just looking for a classic white hydrangea, again, it's color specific. So it doesn't matter what your pH is in your soil, you're always going to be guaranteed these white blooms. Massive, gorgeous. Love this hydrangea. And I just spotted my favorite flower of all time. So look at this. All right, my southern ladies, gardeners, I know you know what this is. I wish there were smell-o-vision right now, because if there were smell-o-vision, you could just, oh, it's the most delicious smell. It's a gardenia. Gardenias, again, are synonymous with the South. They love the heat. They can either be a double bloom like this or a single bloom, which is kind of like a flat bloom. Again, nice, gorgeous, dark, glossy green leaves. Now, the thing about gardenias are the exact opposite of what I've been telling you about your hydrangeas that bloom on new growth. Gardenias bloom on old growth. So, do not touch your gardenias this fall, this winter, next spring. Don't touch them. Don't prune them. Don't trim them, because if you do, you're going to be cutting off all your blooms for next year. If you need to prune your gardenias, do it immediately after they bloom next spring, summer. I mean, they are just all over the place on these gardenias. Absolutely the most gorgeous, fantastic, smells insane. I mean, you just cannot beat this smell. I love it. Absolutely fantastic. All right, let's move on. So we've got some little quick fires, another great hydrangea from Proven Winners. They have this great pinky color. They are a petite. So like little lime, this is little quickfire. There is a quickfire, which is a massive, gorgeous hydrangea. So this is going to be another small one in that 3 to 5 foot range. Just that great rose colored bloom on it. They actually start as a creamy white that you can see here. So they start the creamy white and then they turn that rose mauve color, which is, this time of year is perfect because it's very, you know, fallish. So let's come up here because we have got some butterflies loving on the Pugsters. This is Pugster amethyst. Pugster is a wonderful butterfly bush that is a 2x2, full-size blooms. So this is amethyst, and then beyond amethyst we have blue. And the butterflies are just all over these bushes. It's almost like they get drunk on the flowers because you can really kind of come up to them and they just leave you alone. Like, Jerry, do you see this one over here? There's two. There's one there. Jerry's pretty close to the butterflies and they just really do not care that he's right on top of them because they're just enjoying all that goodness from those butterfly bushes. Of course, we've talked about this before. Purple Daydream is an amazing, great, small loropetalum. It is not a massive one, so it's nice and petite, great evergreen. So many wonderful things. I'm smelling that gardenia. It smells so good. All right, let's come up here. So talking about some supplies that we have. I know we have a lot of Espoma lovers, and so we have in a couple of products that are new for us. Not new to the market, but sometimes it's hard even for nurseries to get some of their supplies from different sources, right? It's a supply and demand. What can you get? So we got the Espoma organic potting mix. This stuff is fantastic. It has the earthworm castings, the mycorrhiza bacteria, which is a good thing, your kelp meal, all of that wonderful stuff. Guys, you can tell that it's good soil if it smells good. Like you know what good soil smells like, and like some that's just stinky. This smells good, and your plants are absolutely going to love it. Great nutrition in there, has that great healthy bacteria that's good for the root growth, great stuff. So for your fall plantings, containers, those kinds of things, you absolutely can use this. You can even use it in your beds. So if you're going to use it, like make an annual bed with your pansies, put this on top of the bed and then mix it into your native soil. That would be a great thing to do. Of course, we've got, we talked about this in another video. This is the summer food for your lawn. That's great. Plant tone, biotone. When you're planting your shrubs, trees, all that good stuff, biotone is a wonderful fertilizer because, again, it has that mycorrhiza bacteria that is fantastic for your roots. So this is really important with your perennials, trees, and shrubs, is that you want to get a really strong root system. Because if you have a really strong root system, then you have a happy plant up top. So biotone is really important. Then, one of the newest things here, let's see if Jerry can get it. Can you see that? Yep, okay. So this is, again, Espoma. This is the organic land and sea. This is a compost. Again, it is organic. This is fantastic because you can use this on your vegetables, your flowers, your trees, your shrubs. This is a wonderful addition to work into your native soil. So this is not something that you're going to plant solely in. So like where the Espoma potting mix, you could plant your annuals just in that. This is meant to add to your native soil, your existing soil, the regular dirt that you have in your yard. So if you're going to be planting in the ground, what you can do is take this and spread it about 2 to 3 inches on top of your native soil, mix it in all over the bed, and then plant in it. So that's how they recommend to use it. You can actually go to Espoma on their website and plug in this, and it will tell you, like, for so many square feet, to do it 2 inches, you need so many bags, so forth and so on. So if you have been looking for the Espoma Land and Sea compost, we have it, so come get it. We don't know of anywhere around here that has it, so again, Creekside has it, so come on and get it. These are, what, let's see, how many bags? I mean, how many cubic feet? A cubic foot. So it's a nice good size bag that you can add into, again, trees, shrubs, perennials, the whole 9 yards. Speaking of trees and shrubs, these are all trees that we have for special order for folks. We've got some evergreens, we've got redbud, there's a gorgeous blue cedar back here, a couple of crepe myrtles. So people are knowing that this is the time of year to plant those trees. We don't want to plant trees in July. You can, but you have to, you have to give it some love. So, what we're so excited to share with you about, this is not new for Creekside. We have had a relationship with this company for quite a few years now, but this is really unique to Creekside. We have these gorgeous wind chimes from bottle benders. Let me show you one. Oh, I lost my gardenia. So, Bottle Benders is a fantastic family-owned company, and they're just right across the border in Georgia from South Carolina, so they're just right across. They make these absolutely unique, exquisite wind chimes that are from recycled wine bottles. So all of these little guys, what they have is they take the wine bottles, lay them down, and cut them. And then they have these rings of the wine bottles. They stick them in the kiln, they melt, cool, and then they hang them. So like this would be the bottom of the bottle. So it's really unique. Now, what makes them unique to Creekside is that we send them these tops, what they're hung on. These are called pine knots. And so my parents own some family land in the low country of South Carolina, and they grow pine trees for lumber and all this other stuff. So pine trees are known they have a lot of sap in them. So these are the pine knots, old limbs that have fallen and are basically cured because there's so much sap in them. So we send them these pine knots, they clean them up, polish them, and then hang the chimes from them. So you can see as Jerry goes across, they are all unique. So each one is very different. This one was really fun. When I sent it to them, I had no idea how they were going to hang it. I thought that they would hang it like this, but oh no, they're such geniuses that they've turned it so it's like a triangle. So we have these beautiful Bottle Benders wind chimes. They're great for outside. You can absolutely hang them outside. They just say that if you have extreme winds, that you'll want to bring them in. So if you hear them clanking loudly, you bring them in. This is real fun. So this is the fishbone wind chime. So that's a fun one. Lots of bright colors. Some of my absolute favorites, though, are what they call the Ursulas. The Ursulas are this great, what they call the sea glass. And these are all the little scraps that are left over from the bottles that maybe can't be made into like the big pieces. So they take them and then they add beads and they put them on here. So that's really fun. And so in fact, if you'll look closely at that, that's the bottle top. So it's half of the bottle top. Love these Ursulas. So if you were looking for a gift for yourself, a birthday present, an anniversary present for your, significant other, Christmas presents. They make amazing Christmas presents, especially for those people that are really just impossible to buy for. These are fantastic. They also have the minis. Love the minis. Just tons of different ones. So this is a metal, and then it will have one of the chimes below it. So there's just tons of different ones of those kinds. Just really unique, gorgeous. Love the bottle bender. So if you were looking for a unique gift for somebody, come see us. We have them. But guess what? It's getting dark, so we're going to have to cut this one short. If you will stay tuned, we're going to hit the AquaPots real quick because Jerry's like, Jerry, talk about the AquaPots. I get distracted. I get talking about something and then I forget about the other thing. AquaPots. We are taking pre-orders for next year's order. AquaPots, what are they? They are the genius self-watering container system. It's a collaboration between proven winners. Michael Carr is the artist who designed the pots themselves. Just gorgeous glazed ceramic pottery is the only glazed ceramic pottery that's a self-watering container on the market. So if you're looking for just that gorgeous pot, then you're gonna want these. So Michael Carr is the artist who designed them, and then Jack Barnwell is the landscaper who saw the need and the desire for a self-watering container, so he created the whole system. So we have those available for pre-sale on our website. If you go to www.gardeningwithcreekside.com, you can go ahead and order your AquaPots for next year. So they will be arriving in December, January of 2020, 2021. So go ahead and you can go ahead and order them now, and then as soon as they get in here, we will let you know. But as I was saying earlier, we're going to cut this one short. Stay tuned. We'll do another nursery update later on this week to talk about some perennials. So stay tuned. Y'all have a great week. We'll see you next time. Bye.